Pepe coin holders, you got to prepare for this next coming move because it's going to be big. We got to be talking about it. So without further ado, welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now. Anything I say is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's hop into it. All right, guys, we're going to start off here over on Twitter. Follow me at 3the3 Blacksea. I say prepare Pepe coin holders. We are in for a wild ride. Now, why am I saying that? Well, if you look at Pepe right now, we had a quite controversial weekly candle closure on Bitcoin, and I think that it's probably going to be bleeding over into Pepe and really all the other altcoins in the meantime. You know, this past weekend, we had a lot of sell pressure. ETH going below $4,000 and really spooking the alts. And I will say, like, we're kind of on you know, it's such a meme saying, like, we're at a make or break moment. But, like, really, we are at a make or break moment right now. And I do think that if you look at this, like, this looks like it is about to be bad. But, what phase are we in, guys? We are in the fourth and final phase of this bull market cycle. It has the most trappy behavior, guys, okay? It's the most volatility, the most trappy behavior, but usually it has the most gains, right? Volatility is your friend. But now why do I say this? Because when I look at this, this looks pretty bearish. But, like, if we hold above 50886, yeah, that's fine. Like, we can do that. That's fine. But I really don't want to see a break below this. And, like, another area would be, like, looking at this at like 5088281. But the way this weekly candle closure looks like it really wants to come down and test 50648. And if that happens, like, a lot of people are going to be freaking out. And I will say that, you know, the volume has been squeezed for a significant amount of time. Like, we are due for a big move. And you look at Market Cypher, you have a red dot here, the momentum wave. Money flow is still in the green on the weekly time frame, but, you know, this is a relatively new asset when you realize that we've really been trading for about 2 years, okay? So this is not the most accurate indicator to be using right now, in my opinion, on the weekly time frame. But all in all, it does look like the money flow is trying to turn red, but, like, it's flatlining here. So it's not going to turn red until we probably break below these two levels here, and probably until we hit about 506,487. Now, what happens if that plays out? What happens if we hit this area down here? In my opinion, you're going to have everyone be calling for this was just a massive head and shoulders pattern that, oh, we should have been expecting that, and you should measure this. I did this the other day. See if I can draw a straight line for us. That's not so straight. But I measured this out the other day, and if we were to see the breakdown, you're talking about, like, breaking below this level here, and really the first impulse wave to the upside and the inception of this coin back in May of 2023, we'd be coming down to, like, 50325. And if that's the case, like, that's a big, scary move. That is a big washout, and you probably see a huge washout across the board of altcoins if we see this play out. And I don't really think that plays out. I don't really think that we see this head and shoulders pattern actually breaking down. I don't think that this is what it is. I think people are going to be calling for that, but so I preface it with that we're in the fourth and final phase of the cycle, because be prepared for some traps here. Be prepared for the tap of this, and then bam. Like, I am leaning towards that. Guys, and I will say, I have been high leverage scalping again. I have been looking for trades. Right now, for Pepe specifically, I'm kind of sitting on my hands until we get a decision, either the downside or the upside. But I did just open a beautiful Bitcoin long position earlier today at the time of recording this video on Sunday. And I already closed it out in the profit. I think I closed it out around about $12,000. It was like a 13% profit or so, but it's closed out. And if you guys do want to trade with me, feel free to check out all the awesome affiliate links down below. We have a new partnership with BTCC. You get 10% bonus on deposits if you're a new user. So 10% of anything you deposit, or excuse me, anything you deposit, you get 10% bonus. So pretty awesome stuff. And you can do up to 500x leverage, which I don't see any other exchanges offering this. So obviously that is super degen if you want to crank that leverage up to 500x, but if you want to do it, you can do it there. And also on BitToNext, $100,000 deposit bonus, as well as $10 for free when you sign up. You guys, check out all the awesome affiliate links. Really helps support this channel. And on top of that, you get some awesome lucrative bonuses when you sign up. So check them out. All right. Pepe at rank 33. It's been at rank 33 for the past 2 weeks or so. Down 7% in the past 7 days. Down about 3% in the past. Up about 3% in the past 24 hours. Seeing a little bit of a bid. Like Bitcoin was bouncing into the weekly candle closure here today, and that's why I longed, but I'm stopped out in the profit. We started to see a move to the downside. We'll take a look at that shortly. Sitting just barely below $4 billion market cap on Pepe. But guys, like, the market is, look at BNB back over 1,000. I like to see it. ETH over 4,100. The market's in a very peculiar place because we're moving into Q4 in the next 2 days, okay? We should be getting rate cuts in October. We just got one in September. We should be getting one in October, and we should be getting one in November or December. That will create a better environment for Pepe and meme coins, risk on assets. It will create a better environment for them. But in the meantime, there can be brutal, violent shakeouts. That being said, it is very quiet right now. Like over on that post I did with my P&L of my Bitcoin law, I said when it's quiet, that is when you bid. And it's so true. And right now it is pretty quiet. But guys, like the weekly price action on Bitcoin is strange, concerning, maybe. But I'm not that concerned because of what phase we are in the market cycle. But all in all here, I want to give you some attention to that. This big blue cyan box is our hypothetical bull market time span. And we really are almost at the end of it based on the 4-year cycle. And if you measure this out, we should only have about 3 weeks left, okay? Do I think that it has to play out that way? No. But it is something to keep in the back of your mind because if we do, like, break down here, like if we see something like this, we break down to, like, 94,000. I've been talking about that level for a little while. 94 is, like, right here, right? If we, like, break down to this level and then start to make our way back up, that to me is signal that the 4-year cycle is probably broken. And if that's the case, then it's going to change the game entirely because then it becomes, well, maybe you should just buy and hold and sell. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but buy when it's low and sell when it's high. But you should probably be changing your trading strategy if the 4-year cycle does break, because that means that there's probably going to be smaller valleys and smaller, shorter mountains, okay? Wow, I just tried to explain that like a 3-year-old. But, yeah, I think that the entire way that crypto will start trading, if the 4-year cycle is broken, is going to be completely different. And I think it's going to be like muted price action, like the volatility is going to get muted. So keep that in the back of your mind if you are expecting a 4-year cycle or not expecting a 4-year cycle to actually play out. We'll have a clear idea of that. Probably like if we don't see that move play out in the next, like a big breakdown followed by new all-time highs, if we don't see that play out and we just start grinding up to the top, we probably won't know if the 4-year cycle is over until like mid-2026. So it's going to be an interesting ride, guys. But guys, let me know in the comments below. Are you bullish on Pepe? I'm bullish on Pepe. I'm looking for more trades. I've been high leverage scalping Bitcoin and other coins. I was in a Crow coin long. I am wanting to get involved with Pepe a little bit more once again, but man, I need to see how this price action plays out, guys, before I make any sizable trades, guys. What am I? I'm an altcoin trader and a Bitcoin investor, so I'm not going to be forcing myself to trade if it means losing Bitcoin, spot Bitcoin, right? But that's all I got, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel right now. Check out all this awesome affiliate links down below. 500x leverage on BTCC, pretty crazy stuff, and I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.